This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Thursday, September 28th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. Governor Eric Holcomb and other state officials will break ground today on a $1.2 billion correctional facility in Westville. The 4,200-bed prison, set for completion in 4 years, will be built near the existing Westville Correctional Facility and will combine the WCF with the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City. Renowned Purdue University scientist Dr. Philip Lau has licensed his latest discovery to an Australian biotech firm. University officials say the agreement is a textbook example of its revamped strategy to strengthen commercialization. Lau said the efforts will lead to more technologies heading to market.
I think we're gradually awakening to the fact that there's an awful lot of good to be done by asking ourselves, how can I use all of this information and this knowledge that we've developed to help humanity.
Lau's discovery is designed to better image all solid tumors so surgeons can remove them. Theranova plans to use it to create better MRIs for glioblastoma. Indiana University Health is outlining the impact on employees affected by its previously announced decision to close the emergency room and end inpatient services at IU Health Blackford Hospital in Hartford City. The health system said the move will result in the layoffs of 84 employees, though some could potentially be reassigned. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Get ready, Northeast Indiana. We're headed your way. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the second annual Engage Northeast Indiana event, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Tuesday, October 10th at the Grand Wayne Center. We'll be diving into talent, education, and other issues shaping the regional economy. You can find more at ibj.com/engage.
The Vigo County Capital Improvement Board on Wednesday released the results of a feasibility study for a potential sports and aquatic center in Terre Haute. The study outlined a 3-phase plan to develop an enhanced aquatic center at Deming Park Pool and add a community recreational field house and an outdoor sports complex, the latter two expected to cost an estimated $70 to $80 million each. Phil Parnan, associate principal with Brownsburg-based Pros Consulting, told the CIB it will take an exceptional group effort to complete all 3 projects.
Looking into the future, we see all areas of funding will be needed to accomplish this multi-phased approach. It will be crucial to its success. Collaborators such as higher education, K through 12, nonprofit, sports organizations, health and wellness, and everything in between need to be a part of the implementation strategy in order to accomplish all of the outcomes that the CIB has asked for us to look at and define how they can be accomplished. So where we find ourselves is next steps, an in-depth capital funding discussion to include as part of the recommendation, to discuss any changes with the CIB or any additions to the recommendations, also to have the potential partnership conversation and begin to initiate that phase, as well as finalize the feasibility study and create an executive summary in which to provide to the CIB with those additional changes and additional discussions that I just mentioned.
Work could begin in phases as early as 2024. The first phase would be the aquatic center, followed by the field house, and then the outdoor sports complex. The CIB said the entire process is expected to be fully completed in 2029. Financial health and succession are the 2 biggest concerns weighing on some of the state's farmers and agribusiness owners, according to a new Indiana Farm Bureau survey. Of those surveyed, 27% said their business is doing slightly or much better compared to the last 5 years, with 30% projecting the next 5 to spell more success. Farmers under 35 believe their farm would be passed down, with 37% being very or extremely confident in that future. On the flip side, those who fall in the 51 to 75-year-old age group are considered the most pessimistic, with 37% thinking the business won't or has a slight chance another generation will continue their operation. The survey also found that 60% of respondents under 50 and 35% over 65 don't have succession plans. Tech entrepreneur Christian Anderson is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.